love to open up this conversation to what it means to be a product custodian. So please understand that the product that you're working on now isn't yours. It has a soul. It's its own beautiful, just gorgeous fractal of source consciousness that wants to co-create with you. And it's landed in your hands, and you've been inspired to play with it because you can, because you have everything it needs. And I would love you to see your products like a mother sees her child, like a father sees his child, when they're in full alignment and love, not when they're wanting to leave for a packet of cigarettes and never come back. Yeah? When we tune in, and I'd really love to...
Which children do you hang out with? Mainly me.
You hear of people doing these things. I don't know. When we look at divine parental love, right? Could there be anything more precious on the planet? Have you noticed that the way a parent can love their child is so unconditional, so protective, so nurturing? They'd never give up on it. Yet, we can get divorced 100 times. Yet the love for a child in that divine place is so pure. Yeah? Let's unpack a little bit of what is divine custodianship. Because when we are entrusted to take care of a fur baby or a human baby, I know for myself, I love my dog so much. Like, a while ago, Alex asked, can I share this? Yeah. Alex isn't as much of a pet lover as myself, and Kelly is, right? Kelly has cats, I have a dog. She loves her cats, I love my dog. Anyway, a while ago, because we're their custodians. We are, aren't we, booby? Yep. Anywho, so Kelly calls me up. It was a few months ago, and she's like, it was like they'd obviously been having this discussion. Alex has said to Kelly, would you give the cats away for $1 million cash? And Kelly's like, no. It's like, what? Really? Like, what's wrong with you? Then Kelly calls me and goes, obviously they've had a chat, and Alex has probably gone, I bet Gaby would. She's like,
we went to $1 billion and it was still not.
Yeah.
Imagine how much impact you could make with $1 billion fucking dollars. Seriously? She's like, no. Okay.
That's right. Then they call me, and Kelly's like, you'll see what Gaby says, and Alex is like, no way.
I bet Gaby will give away her dog for $1 billion. She's impact driven.
Right? I might just give you the mic for any time you want to interject. No, it's good. And so...
She thought I was broken.
Yeah, she did. She's like, what's wrong with my woman? They called me up, and I can feel it. It's like, Alex has asked me something, and I know you're going to answer the way, I know you're going to agree with me, but I just want Alex to hear it. And so I'm like, yeah, what's the deal? And Alex goes, would you sell your dog for, whatever, $1 billion? I'm like, no. Cash. No.
Cash! The cash!
She's like, but you can buy so many more dogs. I can feel Alex's brain literally boiling, like...
Driven.
I'm like,
Imagine all the lives you could change.
I don't need to sell the dogs to make an impact. And this is the piece, right? I'm a custodian of my dog. If it got sick, I'd spend anything I needed to fix it. I'd pay the vet bills. It's a responsibility, but it's not. It's love. I take it for walks because I love it. I look after it because I love it. Right now, no, it's just, this is important, right? Because Alex is not a pet custodian. They're not her codes. It's not one of the reasons she came to planet Earth. I came to eat and have pets and other things.
And have sex.
But yes, that's right. In all the dimensions. And I share this with you because raise your hand if you're a parent of a human child and you love your child. Excellent. Would you sell your child for $1 billion? 10 billion? A trillion? But look at all the impact you could make. Same thing, right? Now, once you love something, once you really love something, you can't. Alex, would you sell Kelly for $1 billion? No. But look at all the impact you could make. You could buy a stack of Kellys. Isn't this interesting, right? Whatever we're a custodian of, whatever we love, we don't give up on.
But when I'm triggered, maybe.
Oh.
I'm joking.
Even then, I promise you still couldn't do it.
I know.
Like, you'd like to joke that you could, but you'd still be like, oh, fuck, man, damn you. And to me, this is what it means to be a product custodian, where it's protector, where it's parent, where it's without us, it doesn't have a life. Just like a baby needs a parent or it won't go very far. Human beings are funny that way. They're extremely codependent. Your product is codependent. It needs you. It needs you. And the way you show up for your product will determine what will happen in the world with it. If you love it no matter what, and you're willing to go as far as you need to with it, you'll always reach great heights with it. If you don't, if you sell out, so to speak, if you sell it, I'm not saying of course you can sell businesses, but I want you to get this particular frequency, right? So I'd love to know from the room, what do you believe is the frequency that makes up the parenting love? What's behind it? Yep, can we pass?
Can I have a prize for exposing me? I really feel I deserve one.
Of course you can, babe. You get magic bubbles.
I'm pretty sure you can swap the bubbles for a cat.
$1 billion.
You know what? You get 2 prizes.
Aww.
You get a magic wand too.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Did that story serve?
Yes.
It
very
did.
much
So thank you.
Thank you.
And was it entertaining?
I guess it's an honour and a delight.
Right?
That's how I feel when I've got the love frequency and the care flowing through me. I feel honoured and I feel I am delighted to be in this role.
Yep. Who else feels like that towards their fur or human babies? Yep. Beautiful. Love it. Thank you. Passing to anybody else on your table that would like to add to this conversation? Divine parenting, divine custodian of a being.
It's unconditional love.
Oh,
you
totally
know.
right. Unconditional. Now, does that mean that we only love it when there's lots of sales being made?
No.
Right? Beautiful. Unconditional love. Awesome. Passing it over to the next table. Oopsie.
It has a soul of its own and therefore we don't control it.
Oh, thank you.
So we allow it to tell us when to market and what to share, and we don't try and control the product, the offering.
Thank you. This is so important. As a parent, divine parenting is getting that your human being that you've been entrusted to serve is its own unique human being. When you see other parents trying to control their kids and force them into being a doctor and a lesbian and whatever they want them to be, what? Just making sure you don't do this to your kids. Be a lesbian. The reality is this though. How many parents out there in the world want their kids to be straight if they're gay? Want their kids to follow a profession they believe is going to be right for them instead of what their heart wants to do? And would you agree that's not divine parenting? Yeah? divine parenting is accepting the fact that you've got a unique source fractal in your arms and they are going to help you grow. And it is about releasing control and letting them be happy. Yeah? Same with the products. That's why I love what you said. Our product is its own unique fractal of source consciousness. It's alive. It's got a soul. Just because it's not in a physical body doesn't mean everything in the universe is a part of source energy. It's sacred. It's beautiful. And so therefore your product will also want to take you on a journey as well. It's got its own destiny, its own, play that it wants to play. Yeah? And that's why I love what you said, Carissa. You get 2 prizes for that.
Thank you.
It's so beautiful. Thank you. Would you guys agree? And that means that we get to what? Shift and grow. Yeah? If we're not shifting and growing and listening and tuning into our product and being willing to change, willing to shift, willing to restructure some stuff so it feels really good, then we're not letting our product grow. It's no different to be a lawyer, yeah? Be a insert. And the joy runs out too. Have you noticed that if we don't do this dance? Tanya.
Oh no, I was just going to say the growth journey thing.
Yeah.
You just said
say it. We'll say it in your own words.
Just divine parenting. Nothing pushes you and leads you and guides you as much as children.
And can we call it divine growth?
Yeah.
Would that be cool?
Yeah.
And would you agree having a business and getting a product to be out there and seen and loved by the world will take you on this path? Thank you. Awesome. Really awesome, Naree.
Divine parenting is about having fun and enjoying your beings.
100%. Who likes super serious parents that are super serious all the time? Fun. And play. That's what actually makes it all worthwhile. And same with your product. You get to have fun and play with your product. Yeah? It's meant to be fun and playful. So wee. And if it's not, then tweak it, shift it, add things to it, take shit away that's boring. Now get other people to do parts of your product that you don't want to do, and do the fun and playful stuff. Naree, you already gave me play. Peace.
Yeah, as a parent, when your child needs attention, you need to be totally and completely present to them when they need it.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Presence. Oh, I love that. What happens in business when we take our presence and intention off a product? What usually happens to sales when we take our divine intention and presence off a product? Tell me. Isn't that interesting, right? Now, it may not be you, it may be other people in your team that are, that's their jobs to drive marketing and, call in leads. That's okay, but someone needs to be giving the product presence. And if we don't, it's interesting what happens. And this is also important when you build product spectrums and when you have more than one product. Building out too many products too fast will take some of this presence away and give you a bit of a wishy-washy kind of experience. Some people can handle more products than others. Know yourself and what happens. No different to parenting. One kid, not so hard. Have another kid. Have another kid. I've got a friend of mine who dreamed of having 6 children. And when they got married, they was like, yep, we're going to have 6 kids. That was there. They were so passionate about it. And then they had 3 kids back to back. And the other 3 never came. And it's because once they played in this, so it is also important too, I've been in courses where they've told me to build out massive product spectrums, and have all these different low-end, mid-end, high-end. And if you're not ready to hold all those products, it's like you're adopting 10 kids in one day. If you can, some people are really coded with some pretty awesome entrepreneurial codes, and they really can hold lots and lots of products, and it doesn't feel a stretch. There's also mothers out there that have so much mother gene in them that they really can handle 5, 6 children and make it look like so, right? Yeah, and you're like there with your one kid going, how are you doing this? Yeah? And so it's also getting that with you. It's like, you know, growing and expanding and calibrating to, am I giving these products presence, the ones that are important? Is this helpful? Yeah, beautiful. Heath, and then we'll go to Jasmine.
I'm Clint, and
Sorry.
the beard.
She's
The
going.
guy with the beard. And so sometimes your children wake up at like 4:30 a.m.
Yep.
and you'd rather be sleeping, and but you get up and you just make the most of the moment. So same thing with your business. Sometimes you don't want to do it, but you do it because you.
Because the product needs you.
Yeah.
It's so important. Sometimes the product needs you when it's not convenient. This is big. Sometimes the product needs you when it's not convenient. Are you willing to get off your ivory tower and get your hands dirty or not? If you're not, that's not product custodianship. That's a lot of needing to grow the F up. That's the kind of person that leaves to get some cigarettes and never comes back. And this is where I see business owners give up. They do leave for milk and never come back to their product because they just didn't want to get their hands dirty when the product needed them. And this beautiful, divine, gorgeous opportunity in the world withers away. And sometimes it lands in somebody else's hand and then they build it up, which is awesome. Ideas and products download into people. Those that take action on them and look after them do great things. Those that don't, it'll actually shift and go to somebody else and they'll download it. Yeah? Does this make sense? And how many times have you heard people say, oh, I had that idea. Well, what'd you do with it? That's like, I heard the baby cry, but I kept sleeping. And now it's dead. Yep.
She made you out to be there.
Can we pass to Jasmine, please?
Okay, so I had flexibility, which was around what just has been said, but it's about meeting the needs of where the product is at right now. And same as if it's a child, you know, you're not going to force it to walk before it can crawl. You're not going to wanting to be able to build, manufacture something from the mind. So it's about meeting the needs of where it's at. So if the business actually needs your attention around energy and nurturing and love, or if it's about no, I actually need focus in just looking at my systems, or just really loving and appreciating my clients now, rather than being like, why haven't I got 20 clients, or whatever it may be, but just meeting the needs of where it's at right now.
I love that. And it's the flexibility to be able to flow with the needs of the product as opposed to with your control of them. Yeah? Love that. Beautiful. Yeah. Would you guys agree that these things are all divine parenting? This is what it means to be a custodian of a product. Ultimately, your product is entrusted to you. You. It chose you. Can you just get that? It chose you. Souls choose us. Souls choose parents. Animal souls choose us too. I'm so grateful that my dog chose me. And I'm sure the parents in this room are super grateful that their kids chose them. It's an honour to be chosen to be a custodian. It really is, you know. Can we just take a moment to get that at a soul level, something within your field made an energy feel safe to be held and nurtured by you. How beautiful is that? And there's this divine love, right? Clint, would you sell your son for $1 billion? Why not? Wherever the mic
Clint.
is, if we can please.
Clint.
Why not?
Because he's a legend. And I love him.
Because you love him. And this is the thing. I love my products. How could I not market and sell them? Marketing and sales is food and air for your product. Would you not feed him or give him water? Or do you actually
No.
take great care to do that?
Yeah.
Because you don't want him to get sick, right? If we don't place marketing and sales as a priority into our product, that's no different than giving them the shittest water, the shittest air, the shittest food to drink, or none at all, starving them. We make our products third worldy when we don't market, when we don't sell, because that's their oxygen. And we don't market, by the way, and sell because we want the money. We market and sell because we want our product to grow. We want it to have a destiny. We want it. We love it so much. We want it to serve the way it wants to. We want it to have the best future ever. And then there's no weird salesy stuff, because you know you're not selling you, and you're actually you're supporting, you're divinely protecting, you're giving your product that you are entrusted with everything it needs to grow, flourish, and be everything it wants to be. Isn't that cool? Jer, who loves product custodianship? So beautiful. I like this. Divine parenting has patience. Would we all agree? How does patience play out with our products? Yeah. Can I please borrow the mic? Whoopa.
So I don't have children, I just have fur babies. And every time I was walking my 19-year-old Staffy, who was pretty blind, pretty deaf, had a bit of dementia, I literally would just have to completely surrender. And it's the first time in my life I've ever walked so fucking slowly. And I was so fine with it. It literally never bothered me. But if a human had been trying to make me walk that slowly, I would have been like, nah, man, we're not doing that. And, you know, if she wanted to change direction or if she wanted to sniff a bush for 10 minutes, I was like, I'm totally fine with that, babe. Like, whatever you want to do, that's what we can do. And so when I was thinking about being a divine parent to my product, if I need to be like so slow and patient to honor that journey, then that is what I need to do in that moment. And that's one of my sometimes it's one of the hardest things that I want to, you know, like that I'm able to do. So I wanted to add that to the list.
I love it. It's beautiful. Beautiful, right? Every product's got its own frequency, and no product is alike. And even if it's similar, it's a similar product in a similar industry, it's going to have its own journey in your hands, and therefore you can't compare yourself or project all over it. Yes, of course we have intention and we take the journey, yet who here knows that they've been impatient sometimes with their product, right? Imagine if you did that with your kid. What impact would it have on them long term? How much therapy would they need when they were older? That's right. Thank you. Yep. Have we got the mic somewhere? Thank you. Passing this. Whoopa, if I give this to you and then you give this to Alana and then Alana gives this to Jasmine, look at that.
What came through for me just then was also the energy of how we speak about our business to ourselves and other people.
100%.
Like, my cat is everything to me. She's my angel, she's my princess. Like, she gets the highest frequency of, like, you know, even my own personal relationship. And so, yeah, you're true.
Because you're its custodian.
Yeah.
And you are its custodian. Here's the thing, right? Like, when it comes to an animal or a baby, they really need us, you know? If you were to let that cat go, it's way too domesticated. It's not going to fare very well out there in the world by itself. Yeah, if you were to let your little baby go out into the street and not let it come back, well, unless it's Tarzan and gets lucky, the truth of the matter is they need us, right? Isn't
Yeah.
it nice to have something beautiful need you, that loves you and gives you love? Here's the next part. Does your product love you? Absolutely, unconditionally. Yeah? Is this cool? And so I'd love you to take a moment and on the page, wherever you've got a blank page, it could be on the other side of the product custodian page, and I would love you to write out why you love your product, why it's important that your product reaches the world, why you take the honour of being its custodian and will do whatever it takes. Yeah? So I'm going to write this up for you. This is going to be a little process. I want you to go deep, feel into your soul here. Why you love your product, why you are honoured it chose, choose, one or the other, you, and why you will be its custodian. Cool? Play, enjoy, everyone virtually, of course do this, beautiful. And please know you can of course keep writing. Who already feels a shift simply by having this conversation and doing this exercise? Yep. Please raise your hands because otherwise I don't know. So if you don't raise your hands, I'm thinking you don't feel it. So who already feels different towards their product? Awesome. Is there anyone that doesn't? Is anyone sitting here going, I think I like it less? See? You feel like you say like, I think I like it less. Oh, that's so funny. Aye.
No, I just realized that fear came up, that I feel fear for the responsibility of having to parent it.
Ah, interesting. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at that, because if it's come up for you, it would be in the field. So, what are you afraid that will happen?
Judgment.
From who?
For just that, sometimes it's too far out there or too 5D, let's say, and that, just being different and not accepted, and it's something I've always had, but it's kind of like a foundation of life that I feel like I'm...
With all your children, your like human children, just tune into them for me. Is any of your children quite unique, or are they all pretty 3D?
No, they're all unique.
Right. And do you feel judgment around that? Do you worry that people would judge your kids for being unique?
Well, I mean, it happens, but I mean, I've had really unique kids, and...
And so I'm asking, did that make you not want
That
to?
was really hard.
I'm not saying it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
So just sit with me on this one, because you've been through it. If anyone can actually birth a unique business, it's you. If somebody was to be given this that didn't have that experience, would they have the codes that you've already activated? Think about it. Feel into it. You've had to support children that were unique. Not necessarily cut from the 3D mold.
No.
And thereby, you've already got the codes to be able to support a unique product.
But yeah, I definitely feel that was a training for me.
Yep. And that's why this unique product is sitting in your hands and not somebody else's. And no, of course, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get stretched. Of course, we all get stretched. But that's what you actually signed up to it for, so you could divinely grow, expand, because you love to evolve.
Yeah.
Hee-hee. And if it was super easy, it wouldn't actually interest you.
Probably.
And so trust, right, that you have the codes. This product would not be in your hand if you couldn't do it. No product goes into any hand if they can't deliver it, if they don't have the codes for it. It's got so many people to choose from. Why would it choose poorly? This is coming from source. This is coming from the universe. This is coming from divine intelligence.
Yeah, I feel that power, how, that just the intensity of it, and it's just sometimes it's overwhelming
And it
as an
can be.
energy, right? I mean, I guess we all feel
until it
that.
settles. And each layer of receiving the ability to trust and surrender into it, each layer of releasing the control, because right now it's control that's in your field, right?
Yeah.
And each layer of, okay, I release this control because it's not my highest truth, will give you gifts in all areas of your life. That's the gift this product brings, enabling you to release control. And then guess what? Even bigger missions will fall into your hands and they won't feel as big. Right now, this feels big, right? This is how we evolve into all the fun stuff. And there's always this step. Every single one of us, and I get you're birthing a new product, raise your hand if birthing a new product felt uncomfortable for you. Everybody, look around the room. Yeah, yep. This is the gift it gives us though, because in allowing ourselves to do it anyway, then we shift forever. And then it does, I promise you, it gets easier. And this isn't just with products, it's with content, it's with hiring staff members. It's a form of expansion is, calling us to feel more comfortable with the unknown.
Yeah, but you know what? If I was birthing a product like business or, health or whatever, but I feel...
Why aren't you
Why aren't I what?
birthing those products?
Well, they're a part of the big picture.
But are you excited about those products?
Yeah. So focus on those. You're saying focus on the simple things and then...
No, you're saying if you were birthing a 3D product.
Well, not just a topic,
Yeah.
or it's a shift in a mindset from one place to another, like, shifting people through building products or something, versus shifting our awareness of life and death. It's just a bigger pill to swallow.
I get that. Yet please also get too, that's inside your product, that's not in the marketing, right? That we look at what is the marketing around this, because the gift of the product is the shift in that. Does this make sense?
Can you say that one more time?
That the people that come into your product are going to be ready to receive this and really grateful you're giving it. Cool? Right now I kind of feel like you think you've got to give that in your marketing, and that feels a bit uncomfortable because it feels scary, because then there's people out there that aren't going to be receptive. And to me, what I'm feeling in your field is that you're not liking the idea of being judged for sharing certain content that certain people on the planet aren't ready for. Is that valid?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. And please understand, it's normal to feel this way, and we just take baby steps. And, like, kid you not, it's like, okay, what's the next step? I just did that. Guess what? As soon as you take the next step, your comfort zone stretches, and now you can take the next step. Can I share the story? Would that be okay? Thank you. So I think this will serve. Livia is a trance channel. She trance channels the Victorian Council of Light. They take over her body. She goes off into the quantum, and then she will sit there and she kind of spins around and she starts talking in a completely different tone, and it's them flowing through her. Yeah, I think it's fucking awesome. And who thinks it's fucking awesome? Right? Now, when we were creating her, she's launching a evolution mastermind where she'll be running webinars where the Victorian Council are coming through, and really cool, right? Yeah, so people can be in a longer container receiving the Victorian codes. And up until now, her process has been someone would have a private session with her, experience it, and then she could, put them into a longer private container. Now we're taking out the process of the journey being a private session with her, because there's not enough of her to do this, and we're having them experience the Victorians online. And so the funnel was great. Let you do a channeled activation online around this. We'll automate it, we'll do all this stuff so you can receive people coming in to this container without you having to do the manual work. At first, she's like, yes. Then what happens? She flies in on the 12th of this month, because we're co-creating a product right now, and we were going to do some work on her mastermind. I pick her up at the airport, all excited. We're having fun on the way until we say something about this, and she says, Gabby, I've been thinking I don't want to. I really don't want to do the transmissions online and share them publicly. I don't think people are ready for it. She was scared. People are going to judge me. They're going to think I'm weird. My face does this thing. They're going to think I'm she was like, oh, you know, all like people are going to call me crazy and people are going to call me this and this and the other. And I'm sitting there in the car listening to her share this beautiful story and getting divine guidance from my own galactic team telling me to set up a portal of love straight to her heart and just keep sending her love and understand that she's simply on her journey, that I've had to overcome these things quite a while ago. And so from my frequency, I'm like, yeah, do this, because if I was a trans channel, I'd be like, freaking check me out. Right? Like, this is the best marketing. This is innovation. Like, this is freaking awesome. This marketing genius. my marketing geek was like, come on, right? Anyway, I continue sending her love in through her heart center and said to her, look, you don't have to do this. Of course you don't. You can just do a conscious, activation, and you can just talk about this, and, you don't have to do any of it. Okay, good, because I don't want to, like Abraham Hicks, when they channel, they're like, they're quite soft, and Barsha's different too, and I just think like my stuff's really full on, and I don't think the world's ready for it. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I sent some codes her way. By the end of the day, this was so cool. I just love growth. By the end of the day, she was showing me some videos of an event she'd done that she was thinking of turning into a product. Then I said to her, hey, the activation you did at the frequency shift event? Because she did an awesome, channeled session for the frequency shift event. I think you should turn that into a funnel. Let's take that out. Let's add some stuff into it, and we can just put it on your website. She's like, I'm okay with it being on my website because it's my website. It's not all over the internet. Yes, it is. But you don't. But if it makes you feel good. Then boom, sales page is made. Everything's with the developer. The video's still uploading to YouTube, but anyway, everything's been cut, made. Does this make sense? The other stuff has been added to it. I'm sharing this with you because it's just allowing yourself to go next step. For her, next step was, you know what? I can just do a conscious channel transmission and share it online. Okay, do that. Then when she saw how nice she looked and didn't look weird at the frequency shift event, so, oh, my hair looks nice. Oh, I don't look as squishy. Oh, it's actually not that bad. Oh, I could put this on my website. Okay. And it's just one step at a time. And now this is being built, and how do you feel about it now? Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Not sitting in my car about to jump out the window. Is this helpful? This is really important because each of us has this path. And, I promise you, when I first got guided to do, channeled activations online as transmissions, I didn't want to. And I've shared this story with a lot of you. I did. It took me hours to get on the Facebook Live. I had it all set up, hours. I'm usually, boom, done. But, I went and did my makeup. Then I came back. No, still not ready. I went and had something to eat. Still not ready. Took me a couple of hours. And I went live to announce that the secret to my success was the fact that I channel my soul and inner guidance and do what it tells me. So I was mortified to share. It's like, oh yeah, I hear things and I just listen and I take the action and look, I'm a millionaire. So I was mortified and I just took one step at a time. Is this helpful? What's shifted and what's different in your field already? Yeah. And just take it as you're comfortable with that stretch. It's not about going into panic zone. It's what's my next step that stretches me but doesn't, and you get better at this. just to show you, right, Olivia and I are about to launch a course that is very next level. And this is a course where we're going to be taking people in and teaching them how to code and grid other planets, receive full codes from my 12D family, featuring technology for them to be able to manifest and create whole new realities. And we're going to be talking about this. Who wants to go and code other planets? I want to share this with you because obviously in this room we're sweet to have that conversation. Is it safe to say that there could be some people online that think we're a little bit... And the funny part is Libby doesn't take plant medicine at all. I've only had it a few times, and that's the funny part. We're actually not even on acid. I feel it's important. I so honour you for sharing this because this is the piece. To be the custodian is no different. How many times have your kids stretched you to a place where you didn't think you could do it and yet somehow you found a way? Yeah? And it's these pieces for everybody. And if you get guidance to do something, it is being able to do it. Release the control, release the surrender, because then you enter a plane of more abundance each time until it gets easy. Like the stuff that used to scare me, oh, piece of cake now. Now I'm dealing with whole other things, and they don't scare me, they excite me. I'm excited about, like, you know, doing all this stuff. Like, to me, I'm just like, hey, yes, there's surrender. Yeah? Thank you. Please give 2 prizes to Tanya.
Did I already give you one? Can I add to that?
Oh, you can add to that.
Thank you. So when you were just telling the story about Livia and her resistance to wanting to put that out there, I felt so, because the session that I had with Livia was such a massive pivot for me. It completely changed my life. And to think that people don't have access to that, because if you didn't take that step, it makes me feel really sad. And then I thought the same, like if Gaby didn't have the courage to do what she's doing and all of the impact that she's had on me and my life. And then I realized that if I don't have the courage to share my product, then there's going to be people out there that want to have whatever I'm going to teach them.
Oh, that was some beautiful codes for you and everyone in the room.
And every single person in this room has something that they must share. Must.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, there is no exception. You wouldn't be in this room if you didn't have something that you to offer the world.
And that's what it means to be a product custodian. I trust you enjoyed that video, and there's plenty more where that video came from. And if you'd love to experience some of my trainings and activations, go to my website, gabykowalski.com, and hit the resource button. There you'll have activations on abundance, evolution, multidimensional business, and you can also find out about my courses and programs. Remember to subscribe. Ciao.